So what do we want to do better in? Number 2.
Money.
Money. That's always a good one. All right, so we want to increase revenue, or if working for another company, maybe get a pay raise. What would you like to change? Oh, I'm sorry.
I had volunteering as well, so I'd like to do better in increasing time available to put towards my volunteer efforts. So
that's a good one.
Look at the other stuff that's going on and prioritize and find more time.
So finding time, that's really good. I like that. So what would you guys like to change?
Jobs.
And that's okay. That's important to know that. So you want to change your job. Did you have one?
Yeah, the relationship between my boss and I. We tend to bump heads.
Okay. That's a good one. Anyone else have anything? Awesome. Well, thank you guys for volunteering. Any questions on that segment? Anything you want to know more about or kind of dive deeper into? And these are things, hopefully, with everybody taking the books home as well. Feel free to go back through this and, answer them deeper, do a deeper dive into it and really think to yourself how you can make these changes. So the free services, the next portion is actually more towards people that run businesses, but I think for those of you that are in sales or, different things of that nature, maybe I think, Whitney, you mentioned you are doing a side hustle as well, so this may be relevant. So we could go through that, somewhat a little quicker. Or if you guys want, we can skip over that too. It's up to you.
No, but I feel like it's a reminder for us too, because and I think that's something that is always needs to put out there for, on every source, because even on Facebook or social media, you have to remind people that upcoming people, business owners and everything else, free is unpaid. It's free is only goes so far. Free is going to put somebody out of business.
Right.
And so if you're not holding yourself to a value, you're going to expect other people not to hold themselves to a value. So it's almost respect. You have to respect yourself, but also respect the people that, just because if you hold an event, if you invite these these artists, you charge them for a booth, and they don't sell anything, they're still now $100 in the pocket, and they're unpaid, and everything else. Or can you do this for free? Can you do face painting for free? Can you do, it's a thing that we want to value ourselves, but also remember to value others too.
That's a really good point. Very good point. Thank you for that. So
I just gave away a whole bunch of free stuff yesterday.
Well, there's definitely, I think there's definitely a balance. I mean, before I get into this, I think one of the big issues right now, and as you can see here, is there's a balance of wanting to market yourself and give a certain extent of things away for free so people get to know you. However, if it is going to put you out of business or, basically not be able to pay your rent, how can you live like that? And I think, go ahead.
Well, I experienced that, in Vegas. When I came here in 2013, I started Upstate Empire, which is the clothing company, the LGBT one. And I can't tell you how many times, I worked with Tatiana, Davika, I worked with all them guys. And I were just, not them, but just people in the community were wanted stuff for free. Free. And it was hard to market towards the community because, I was trying to create something that was more of a value to them. Right? Something you can identify with and be a positive aspect and everything like that. And I've paid for booths. I've gone to prides where I've paid thousands of dollars to be there. And it was sad for me in this market because I had more support from Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, other areas than Las Vegas. And I thought that was really disheartening. Considering the fact I did come from New York, right? And I went to here and didn't know anybody from a hole in the ground. And it was good for a little bit, but I did it for about 3 years, and it's essentially just, thousands of dollars out the window, and then I had to revamp it, and I made it into something else, a skateboarding company, and even that had its challenges with the kids and everything like that, and but yeah, everybody wants something for free, man. They just, don't see the value in it, because some people, I hate to say this, do a 9-to-5 job, they punch in, they make their money, and then, you know, I get that we're penny pinching nowadays, especially the way the economy is, but I think when it comes down to it, like, you have to support those local artists, you know? There's certain things that people do that are talented, and, you know, there are awesome people that make a lot of money, and they've networked, and they've done all these things, and they put their grind in, but there's other times where people just don't want to pay for a product they don't know.
Right.
You know, and if it doesn't have a value to them, you know, and then you're trying to put yourself out there, because essentially you are the face of that business. You own that business, you know, you become on a spotlight, and I've gotten screwed out of business deals because of it, and I didn't like it, and so there's a whole plethora of issues that come along with giving away stuff for free, and even your time is valuable for money as well.
I mean, all of the education, all of the hard work, everything you put into it, it's important that you charge. And the funny thing is, regardless, people value things more when they pay for it. And I always find that if somebody's not going to pay for something, if they want something free, they never will. So they're not your target market regardless. So it is harder because I think, you know, you're putting yourself out there. So you take it personal. I mean, we're human. How can you not? But what I've always said to people is, if you don't go to Target and haggle to get your stuff for free, like your groceries or your shirts, why are you doing that with a business owner?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, if not worse, because there are no consistencies, you know, in terms of, we don't have, you know, you're paying for the big bucks, like the CEOs, they don't pay their, you know, people a fair wage, you know. I'm not saying anything negative about that one, just saying in general. Mm-hmm. But, so, we'll go into, I'm going to read this a little bit, and then there is an exercise after that as well. So, I've been thinking about this, and I actually had released this as an article too, when I was advertising this, and actually to previous clients that I worked with in Vegas, that I had swapped services with, because I am always a believer that you have to put a price tag, you have to do a contract, and they wanted everything for free as well. So it did hurt my feelings as well. So what if you worked every day for free? No paychecks, no commissions, and essentially no money. You might, if you own a business, you create a product, a service, etc. We all truly love a bargain. I mean, hey, I'm a sales shopper. But let's think about the question of free. So if free art is basically an unpaid artist. Free music is an unpaid musician. Free books, unpaid author. Free drink, unpaid bar owners. Free sessions, which would be like an unpaid therapist, consultant, or coach. Even I've heard this is a big problem with some of my lawyer clients as well. And a free event, unpaid planners, salespeople, space rentals, and talent lost. This is a big one. If you don't set your own value, people will never ever find you valuable. So 10 years of running a business, and you know, it taught me doing favors never ever get returned or valued if there's no cost or contract. People still won't show up if you give it away. They essentially have nothing invested, so they have nothing to lose. However, you do. Stop giving yourself away for free. Stop giving your services, intellectual property, or physical property away for free. A lot of clients worked with me throughout the years to build their revenue around their business, to increase their sales, marketing, and presence. And there's a balance to learn when you can be profitable and popular with your ideal target market and audience. And I think, you know, with a lot of content out there with social media, and you know, people give stuff away because they get paid from other sources, let's say like a sponsorship, or you know, if they have 10 million followers, they're getting paid per click. So it's different. So think, if in the spirit of, if you're running a business or your side hustle, how do you charge for your services? Do you currently give it away for free? So by a show of hands, and I think I can know who's going to go up here, how many people have given away services, products, or their time for free? Okay, so everyone here. So what can you realistically charge? Now, this is something to definitely think of on an individual standpoint. So I don't know each business or company that you guys are working with now. So that's something we can kind of talk about afterwards as well if you guys have some Q&As. The big thing to also learn when you're doing something, is there an audience for what you do? You can have the best product, the best shirt, the best oil, the best whatever you're wanting to sell. If you're selling it, let's say in an area that doesn't have a need for it, or if you're doing it and there's no one there, there's no audience for it, so you're never going to sell it. So does it make sense in terms of investing your time and your energy? And you really have to ask yourself, how are you going to get what you deserve? So does anybody have any questions or ideas that they want to throw in from this section?
I guess you just have to know your market.